Welcome to the vlog. I'm gonna go over two of my favorite workouts. One is gonna be an upper body day, one's gonna be a lower body day, and kind of go over my favorite movements. If you have an apartment gym or a gym at home that has enough equipment to get you through your workout, this could be really useful for you. At first, we do a little bit of a warm-up. After getting my muscles moving a little bit, I use some low weight, and then I move into my first superset. So the first thing that we're gonna do here are some skull crushers. I use a super light weight of 20 pounds on the easy bar. One thing I will say is be really mindful of your elbows when you're doing skull crushers. Make sure they're not jiggly wiggly because that will actually endanger your skull. And you also want to make sure that you're hitting that tricep and working the right muscles. I superset that with shoulder raises, and I did them in two different fashions. One that works more of my shoulders and one that kind of incorporates my chest. So one big thing with any kind of shoulder raise that I do, I really have to be mindful of that mind-muscle connection, because if I get a little fatigued or I just start going autopilot, I will start pulling with my traps and it's not hitting the muscles that I want to work. And then from there, I move into hitting some lats. And this is just a bent over row with the easy bar. I used about, I think, 50 pounds here. I tend to fly through these. One thing that I'm trying to do a little bit more of is incorporate that time under tension. So just make sure that you're not rushing through it. From there, I don't really know what these are called, but I just did some of these and I basically just used a 20-pound weight. One thing that I find that is a little bit hard is keeping my elbows steady. When I get a little bit fatigued, I start getting a little shaky, so make sure you're using a weight that you're confident that you can cycle through and not hurt yourself by overextending and using muscles in ways that they're not supposed to be. All right, and then from there, I did some, I call these the wing flyers. I don't know what they're called. I like to do these with light weight. And then from there, I supersetted it with some more shoulder work. So these, I just did some 15 pounds. I find that with these shoulder raises, I have to be extremely mindful of pulling with my shoulders and not overextending like with my traps. From there, I just did some bicep curls. I like to keep it really light with my bicep curls. For some reason, my biceps are just out of control sometimes. I'm trying to lean out and not bulk, so I just use 12 pounds when I do those. I moved into a plank bent over row. So one thing that I struggle with is not moving my core during these. You'll see that I do that. The goal here is to completely stabilize your core and only move your arms enough to work that lat and successfully complete the row. And then from there, I just did 20 minutes on the elliptical, popped on a YouTube video. Usually when I do any kind of machine cardio, I really like to watch a video, and this is a recent thing. I used to just get on the machine and not even wear headphones. I was that crazy person, just zoning out, feeling the pain. But lately I've been watching YouTube videos and I really like it. I love watching Megan Grubb whenever it's kind of mindless and I can just kind of go dee dee dee. And then moving into my favorite leg day workouts to do at the apartment gym. The first one that I'm gonna do is a basic squat and deadlift combination. I like to superset these two whenever I can. I use decently heavy dumbbells for these deadlifts, so I chose 35-pound dumbbells. One crucial point to keep in mind when you're deadlifting is do not round your back. Always try to keep a flat back and be aware of that because you could easily strain your back. I have tweaked my back lifting before and it is no fun when you can barely walk the next day. And then from there, I just kind of go into a regular squat and I am using a moderate weight, probably at like 50, 60 pounds on the easy bar. I'm just looking to spike my heart rate and get my leggies moving even more after the deadlift. I do not like to take a break in between each superset. I just keep on cycling until I move on to the next 2 movements. And then from there, I move into another squat deadlift variation, and this time I utilize 1 dumbbell. I believe I used a 40-pound dumbbell in this. I really like how the weight is concentrated in the center of my stance, and I can do a little bit more mind-muscle connection here because I don't have to worry about activating my arms to keep it close to my body whenever like I deadlift with a barbell. So I do 12 reps of each for a total of 24 reps, and I really look to target my glutes for those. Straight into lunges, and I do a total of 20. I believe I used 30 to 40 pounds on the easy bar. This will really spike your heart rate, and again, I don't take a break between the sets. I just take my breaks in between each superset when I'm setting up. This is just supposed to be really fast paced, really fast moving, get your heart rate up. From there, we head into our Bulgarian split squats. These are no joke. I keep it relatively light because I was going to have to be walking a lot that weekend, and if you go really heavy and you push yourself, you will be really sore the next day. So one thing to keep in mind, just try to make sure your knee does not jut out over your toes. Keep a wide enough stance to where that doesn't happen. And you can do a variation with the weights, like where you hold it. I like to front rack it. Some people like to hold it on either side. Some people like to put 2 on each shoulder or switch up which shoulder they put it on. It's just depending on your preference. I like to just keep it here and knock it out. And then from there, we just go into some jumping squats. I'll either do a variation of jumping squats or jumping lunges or burpees, something to get my legs also incorporated into a fast-paced movement. I did 4 sets of 15 to 20. I tried to fall between that range. The point of it is just to get your heart rate up, move quickly. I only took a 20 to 30 second break in between each set, if that, and that's how I ended my workout. These 2 workouts are awesome for apartment gyms or just when you need a really quick workout that you don't have to pay a lot of mind to. The movements are pretty straightforward. So if you want to chat, shoot me an email, follow me on Instagram, and you can send me a DM. Here is my handle. Let me know. It was great talking, and I'm gonna actually go get ready for the gym right now. I have leg day today, and I'm actually going to go into the normal gym. I haven't been there in a couple weeks. It's kind of weird. The last time I went, it was obnoxiously crowded, and I didn't really feel safe in my space, so I left and went on a run. On Thursdays, it's typically not super busy. I think people are just like meh after a really long week. So I'm kind of excited to go in and use the Stairmaster and get a really good leg dig in with the equipment that I don't have at the apartment gym. I don't have the balls to bring my camera into the gym yet. It is a kind of tight gym, and I think someone would run over my camera. I'm not even kidding. And I don't want to deal with that because I would go berserk. Disclaimer, I am not a personal trainer. I do not know the scientific term for half of the muscles in my body. But these are just some of my favorite movements to do when I work upper body at my apartment gym. And honestly, right now during quarantine, I know a lot of people are not going into their normal gyms and they're going to have to use less equipment. So I just wanted to share. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I cannot wait to share my grocery haul next week, so stay tuned. I'll talk to you guys soon.